Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Minecraft once again. Here we are, sitting on the in a nice little village here, which is actually unnamed. I should probably name it at some point. It's a quaint little place that I've put some effort into actually rebuilding some of the building due to glitches. So I'm playing here on a little server I play with some friends. A small thing, me, a couple other guys, play on it mostly. It's a fun wee place to concentrate our builds and have some fun with Minecraft, because let's face it, what's the point in playing Minecraft if you can't show off everything you do to some people who may or may not appreciate what you're doing? It's kind of the whole point. But hey. Oh, I think I'm pretty sure I spotted a zombie. Oh god. Oh. Things have gotten grim in there. Whoops. I better go take care of that, huh? How did they even get in there? No, really. There's... Hang on, let me deal with this. Up. And... Open sesame. Oh, wait. Put in my armor first. Don't want to die. Hup. High intensity zombie killing action. Ah. There we go. Problem solved. Hey, level 30. I'll be doing some enchanting later, I believe. Woohoo. Anyway. So, this is a server I've been playing on for the past few months now. It's pretty fun. I quite enjoy it. The main purpose of this video here today is I'm going to show off some of the things I've been working on. I've been working on a fairly significant project, kind of on and off for fun. Not really dedicated, but one of these projects I've kind of been working on here and there in a kind of low focus kind of way, which is to me the way I most enjoy Minecraft, without having like one big goal that I want to do, rather than without one big goal I want to do. I'd rather have lots of little things I can be working on at any one time. It kind of stretches out the enjoyment. This is actually, if you're keen-eyed, a Feed the Beast server. You can tell because I've got trains and whatnot. Let me just idle this while we're here. Get it warmed up. We're playing on Feed the Beast Unleashed, which I particularly enjoy because Greg Tech is awful. That is my personal opinion. If you disagree, that's fine, but it's not going to change my mind. So, yeah, this is a nice little rail track we've gone up here. It goes off to my area and to the other guys' areas. I'm a little bit away from them, 1,000 blocks or so. I kind of went out looking for the perfect location before I started my build. But without any further delays, let us go visit. Going off slowly at first. In a previous take, I may or may not have forgotten to actually link the minecart with the train, and the train shot off without me, and I couldn't catch up with it. I ended up walking to the destination. Anyway, speed this up a bit. Oh yeah, it's one of the things I love about this server is Feed the Beast stuff is these trains. I really love little trains. There's something satisfying about a steam train. I could say other things. I think it's best if I do not. Choo-choo! Choo-choo! Here we go. Yeah, it's a fair distance, but it kind of shows off scenery a bit. So, when I started this server, I had an idea. I want to build a fairly large location. Well, actually, you know what? I think it's best. I'll wait until the reveal happens before I start talking about the whys and whats and whatnot. Hop. Yeah. The track's a bit bumpy. I probably would have made it more flat, but, you know, never mind. I like these tall parts, though. I like kind of going over the swamps and stuff and just seeing all the various zombies and whatnot beneath me. I think we're nearly there, in fact, but the world is loading in slowly. Oh, here we are. You can see my little icon there for telling me when I'm near. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go slowly just to give the world a chance to load in. Oops. To old Blackcester Town. Isn't it impressive over there, not loaded in? Here's the Blackcester Farmers Fields. In the future, this is all going to be farmed by Thaumcraft golems. As soon as I get my Thaumcraft setup done, I'll speak more about that later. And here we go. Ignore this. This is a work in progress, and I'll probably be showing that off later. Let's see how hard this thing up. Can't see a dang thing from down here. You can see already. Smokestacks, red brick. Only the best. Only the best. Oops. I just ran over a zombie. Awesome. Welcome to the Blackcester train station. Isn't it cool? Isn't it impressive? Up. You know, I'm going to turn off that little icon there. Pop. 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 So, this is Blackcester. My own little town that I've been building. It's not huge, but it's big enough that I'm rather impressed with myself that I've stuck with it this long. So, Blackcester, I wanted to build a Victoriana-style town. I wanted it all to be red brick-ish, with big smokestacks of plumes of smoke going off into the sky, and all kind of dirty bootstrap industry going on. I had a few rules going in when I wanted to build this town. The first rule was I wanted every building to be different. I didn't want to start copy-pasting things, so every building's got its own little changes of design. It's all joined in theme, if not in actual design. The other rule I had was more of a feed the beast thing. I wanted to run everything off of charcoal. Charcoal? Not charcoal. Coke. Coal. Wanted everything to be coal powered, to kind of run with the whole ruinous heavy industry theme I had going on with the whole Victoriana thing, with soot covered buildings, and basically make it a rather terrible place to be. So I'm going to show you around, talk a bit about what every building is dedicated to, what's going on here, there, and everywhere, and what better place to start than the train station. Oh, the train station. Blackcester train station took me about 3 or 4 attempts to build, due to various server glitches. I think the host was under some DDoS attacks and whatnot, and they were having a lot of problems in terms of we'd keep coming on and the world had to be reset several times. Things were just breaking, things weren't being saved. It was a nightmare. The end result was generally this entire building I need to build it several times, and that kind of killed my spirit for about several weeks. I just couldn't come on knowing that I wanted to finish the building. And so, but when me and the guys decided that we wanted trains, one of our places connected by rail, I definitely needed to build a train station. It just had to be done. Over here, we have the train yard. This has all the various supplies I need, and apparently a sheep. Wildlife get in here. I don't know how, but they get in here. It could be the open gate, but who knows. This is everything you need to have a train station. I'm just going to put my supplies away, actually. Yeah. And quite proud of the little kind of rough design of this place. Oh, and this gate. I love this gate. This was inspired, I think. Good times. Now we're... yes, this isn't the town. We're building more. As I say, this was an ongoing project. I wanted to kind of let it grow organically rather than plan everything out to begin with. So there's a lot of these areas where the roads just kind of end. Next up we have here is my warehouse. This was the first building I built, and kind of the anchor for the rest of the town. It's huge, full of windows, and absolutely packed with wooden chests. Why wooden chests? I mean, I could be using iron chests, I could be using diamond chests. Much more efficient. Efficiency is not what happens in Blackcester. Blackcester's all about wastage. Blackcester's all about things done terribly for no good reason. So I set up this area where I just could pack everything in. It's several levels and it's evolved over time. As you see, I've got these pipes in here, which is a fairly extensive pipe sorting system. Here is the input chest. I dump everything into there and it gets pumped through a series of tubes downstairs, along here and into chests. It's not a very good system either. It's starting to get overloaded. There's so many items in this mod pack that I'm quite literally running out of room. I'll give you an example here. So this is a great example. Furniture. There's lots of different types of furniture. Even though there's not very much furniture, because I don't tend to make much more than I use, it uses up all these slots, and all these 3 rows are all that can go into the chests above. So I only have room for 2 more pieces of furniture before I have to create maybe a new furniture chest, or figure out how to divide this the pipe sorting segment into 2 different stacks. Pardon me. I'm also running out of room for chests, but that's another matter altogether. This is my starting Thaumcraft setup, just until I actually get a decent Thaumcraft tower, which is actually the quartz tower you saw as we were entering town. Until I get that set up, all my Thaumcraft is done just in the warehouse. There's more up here. The pipe goes through underground and comes up over there, and through here, over the ceiling, and back down into miscellaneous chests. So if there's any overflow that hasn't been, any items that have been coded into the system, overflow into these chests over here. I quite like it. It's a bit, I don't know if there's a better way of doing it, but it works for me. Okay, over here we have this little building here, which is essentially my Tinker's Construct. Actually, I think that's something I haven't mentioned. Not only did I want every building to be its own design, I wanted a building for every purpose in the game, if you know what I mean. So that one building, the warehouse, is all about storing items and nothing else, ideally. It kind of become my little house for a little while, because I haven't actually built a house, despite all the fact I built other things. But yes, every building has its own purpose. This one is about the Tinker's Construct stuff. I got this very industrial looking pit down here, and a bit more of a workshop looking area at the front here. And that's all that's going in here. That's all I'm going to have in this building. It kind of this eventually will be kind of a shop floor as soon as I get around to actually furnishing it. Yeah, it means I kind of have to expand things very slowly, because I have to build a building every time I want to do something. Which kind of draws out the whole Feed the Beast process. I find a lot of people complain that they play Feed the Beast for a couple months and then they find they've done everything. I suspect in a way because they've kind of rushed into it and they've rushed through all the various machines and just want to build it all, and suddenly they find themselves at the end game where I haven't touched more than half at most, and I've so much more to do just because I'm taking it slow. Anyway, over here I have some miscellaneous buildings. Oh yeah, you can tell the industrial buildings because the industrial buildings are the ones with the smokestacks. I love these smokestacks. I'll show you later once I get up high, but there's a whole bunch of them and you just see them in the horizon. I'm going to kill this dude. Hop, hop, hop. Can't hit me, can't hit me. Oh yeah, oh, he got me. And there you go. Spiders, well, not very well lit over here, unfortunately. So these are my miscellaneous, go away, spider, I'm busy. Miscellaneous industrial buildings. This is my automated recycler, which you put junk in and it sorts it into less junk, basically. Occasionally you get something nice and useful like this tin and rubber and ore and whatnot. A lot of the time though you get dirt blocks, so hey, whatever. Over here I think I've got my compressor and rolling machine, which needs to happen, but you know, doesn't take up a lot of room. And my rubber refinery. Yeah, you can tell all my machines are kind of slapdash. That's a bit of a bootstrap operation, unfortunately. Over here is a whole system which these 3 buildings comprise, which was my first kind of buildcraft feed the beast industrial project. I'm actually quite proud of how it works. It's an automated coke and ore refinery combination. The coal goes in here, which goes into the building over there, I'll show you in a minute, and comes out here as coke, all automated. The ore refinery, ores go in here, fuel goes in here, and anything that's been cooked comes out in here. It's a fairly smooth system. I've had no problems with it, and it does what it needs to do. Over here we have my ore refinery building, which is one kind of workshop looking place. Right, the ore comes in here through underground pipes and is pumped into here into these 5 macerators. It's also powered over here by a coke coal system, which keeps it all powered. The macerators macerate. Oh, by the way, this is my charging station. It just charges stuff. I've got that jetpack actually while I'm here. For want of a better place to put it, to be honest, I just kind of dumped it in here. Because that room doesn't really serve any other purpose. The macerators are pumped out and are pumped into these electric furnaces, and once they cook their stuff, it is once again pumped outside and goes into that output chest you saw earlier. As I say, it's a very smooth system, it works well, it's all coke powered. See, I've also got the similar coke. Coke charging electric system. What happens is when the macerators and electric furnaces start drawing power, the coke here starts to burn automatically and recharges the bat box. And there's enough macerators and electric furnaces that there's no wastage of power, except in cases where the process ends and it finishes burning all the ore, and there's a little bit of kind of power leakage when the coke finishes burning, but that's it. It works fairly well. I mean, true, I could use, like, say, solar power panels or windmills or one of the other various power solutions, but it's just not very interesting. Like, you know, you can power everything with solar panels indefinitely with no trouble, and it's very underwhelming for me. Here we have the streets in the town square. These are essence berry bushes, which give you a little bit of experience. Mostly that's there to give me a constant input of small amounts of experience without having to grind monsters. It's not a big deal, but I do a bit of enchanting, so it kind of adds up. I'll probably be putting that over by my wizard's tower once it's completed, but for now, it's just sitting there happily. My streets are lit by these black iron street lamps, which I'm quite proud of how these turned out. When you look it up on the map there, it lights the streets in a very pleasing fashion. Over here we have a clock tower, which actually tells the time and keeps the centre here highlighted. It also has a little secret. Boom! Magnum torch. The magnum torch is a special item which is actually fairly costly to make. What it does is it stops hostile mob spawns in a 64 block radius, which means no monsters spawn in the town, which is fantastic. Before I had real problems because of the way I'm designing my town. I'm much more about aesthetics than I am actually lighting things up properly. So I get monsters spawning on the rooftops and the streets everywhere. It was a nightmare. It was, well, I say nightmare, it was a hassle. But the magnum torches sorted it. It only extends so far, so I'm going to have to build more magnum torches as this town expands. As you saw earlier, over by the wizard's tower and the back of the train station, mobs will still spawn, but it's less of an issue. Over here we have the what did I call it? The Ministry of Enchanting. This is my enchanting building. Down here we have the enchanting chamber. Do we have any books? Let's enchant something. In which I enchant books almost... Oh, portals there for no good reason. I enchant books almost exclusively, so I have control over what I'm enchanting. Power 4, that's not bad. So things get enchanted in here and combined with this little anvil. They are then brought upstairs. Oh, this is my enchanted armory. This is where all my various enchanted things which I pick up off monsters, and indeed I myself enchant, go. This is my special monster hunting armor. This is the highest enchanted kit I have. The Great Helm, Aegis, Mighty Thews, and Lucky Boots. And of course, Sanguine. Oh, actually, let me put on my glasses. I'll actually tell you the name. Sanguine, my Sharpness 5 sword. And Peacemaker, my Power 5 sword. And various other gizmos, as said. And upstairs, finally, we have the Enchanted Library. These are all enchantment books of various levels. There's a basic sorting system. It's not a very good sorting system, but it's there. Very sparse bookshelves, because let's face it, you go through these books. But I've been enchanting away. Whenever I've got some levels to spare, I just throw them on a book, chuck them in the bookcase. And got a nice little balcony here. Bear with me one second, I'm going to have a sip, because my voice is getting hoarse. I'm having red bush tea today. It's quite nice. Caffeine free, especially good when I've had a little bit too much caffeine to begin with. And glitches. Fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to put my jetpack for a bit. So yeah, over here is a good view of Blackcester. You get to see all the smokestacks and the rooftops, and it's all very fun. Oh, I'm very impressed how this stuff's turned out. Let me go a bit higher now. I like the streets, I like the way it turns out. It's, as I say, it's not very big, but it's one of these projects which expands over time. I've been taking it slow, just doing it whenever I'm in the mood, and it looks impressive. I like the way it looks from above. Anyway, let's land, hopefully without killing myself. There we go. Next up, over here, we have, I'll just get the jetpack away. Potions, potions, potions! The potion shop for all your potions needs, cause if you need potions and you need potions, you come to potions, potions, potions for your potions. Should be an advertising. Anyway, it's got a nice little window displays here of the various potions. And over here, got a little potion display for the ingredients for the potions. And inside, we've got a nice little setup here. This is the kind of was the proof concept of how I want the various shops to look once I get around building them. The only other shop, of course, I've got is the Tinker's Concert one, which I'll be getting round to eventually. It's got some glasses there for your convenience, and if you look at the ingredients and whatnot, it actually tells you what they are. Tears, sugar, whatnot. And over here, we got the shelves are looking sparse, mostly because I've been just kind of using the potions here and there for my own uses. But it's got a fairly decent selection, though, as I say, it just needs top bit. There's not really anything upstairs, but eventually that'll be where the potions are actually brewed and whatnot. Oh, ignore that noise. And of course nether warts and water bottles and actual glass bottles in bulk, because, you know, you would have it in bulk because of the potions. Over here we have, this is the Coca-Cola refinery I was talking about. I'm pretty proud of how this has turned out. The coke's pumped in from the side there and is pumped into these 4 coke ovens, which is then coked up and then pumped out again, back to be picked up in the refinery sorting office. It's a fairly smooth system. It works well for me. Also, down here we've got the waterproof pipes, which pump out to the creosote oil. Creosote oil is then pumped into this huge, gigantic tank full of creosote oil. I believe that's 1 million buckets of creosote oil. I built this thing because I was sick to death of having to get rid of get rid of creosote, which is a byproduct of the coking process. And without a system like this, you'd have to kind of take it out in buckets or bottles, and those things would stack very well. So you'd end up just with creosote bottles everywhere, and they were just a nightmare to deal with, and I got sick of it. So I decided to make a tank so big that I would never have to worry about it again. Never again. Never again. So yeah, I've got tons of creosote. I will eventually be wanting to use that to power something else. Don't want any wastage for my incredibly inefficient powering systems. But for now, it's just kind of gathering down there. I'm not entirely sure what the best way of using creosote is. I think I looked into semi-fluid generators and whatnot, but they all seemed a bit funny. Like there was one generator which needed a magma bucket, a lava bucket, to actually start, and that seems a bit of a hassle, especially what I'm looking to do is automate a lot of things. But what can you do? Right, over here we have the Blackcester Farmers Market. Oh, isn't it cute? So bright and cheery. Here we have the meat stall. Pork, beef, chicken, lamb, fresh soul harvested meats. Mmm, soulless. Over here we have the fruit and veg wagon. Carrots, potatoes, apples, pumpkins, watermelon, cocoa, wheat, barley, fresh fruit and veg, all very almost pollution free. That's a lie. Over here we have the bakery. Forest cake, pumpkin pie, chocolate biscuits, farmer's bread, fresh baked goods, now 99% sawdust free. Yay! Now it has gravel. Mmm, gravel. Over here we have the monster bits stall. Eyeballs, brains, tears, pearls, bones, flesh, slime, oh gods why. Monster bits torn from their twitching carcasses. Yay! I have too much fun with this stuff. Anyway, I just like the idea that the sign maker was starting to go a little bit mad. Over here we have the last little thing, which is this little street market here. These are supposed to look like rugs, which has got everything laid out on them. They're actually tables, but don't tell anyone. Magical wonders, devices handy and mysterious, fauna and flora from places alien and foreign, refurbished weapons, discount enchanting, potions for all conceivable solutions. What can Dr. Quirky-O offer you? For this is Dr. Quirky-O's Bazaar of Wonder. And in here we have this cramped little wagon full of curiosities from the world over. Bizarre things like maze focus, or magnet, fiery blood, transformation powder. What are these things? Where do they come from? He's supposed to say, oh, and a Hydra head! The horror! The horror! The horror! Oh. I want to let chat, but I like the Hydra better. Yeah, this is just a little wagon I did for all the various strange things you pick up and feed the beast, and I like that. I like the idea. Oh, I've just got potatoes over there. The idea that there's just this traveling salesman, this snake oil doctor trying to sell you these bizarre and weird things from other dimensions with his gaudily coloured wagon. Good times, good times. I quite like this. This is probably one of my favourite builds. So yeah, and as you see, various things lying on the pavement for you to pick up. And that's pretty much everything I'm going to show for now. Let me put on my jetpack again, I'll do a bit of flying. Over there is something else, and we'll talk about that in another video. Is significant enough that it requires a video all of its own. So yeah, this has been Old Blackcester Town. And yeah. Another tree grew. Hey. I've got plans. I've always got plans. I mean, that's the whole point. You've got to have plans for a big project like this. As I say, once this Wizard Tower is built, I'm going to be delving into Thaumcraft. I'm going to be getting some golem workers for the fields here. Eventually, this over here is where I've got my portals hanging out. And there's a node there. So wisps kept coming out of it. So I solved the problem by... I can see there's a village over there. I solved the problem by building a glass cage around the node, so the wisps can't get out. It's quite amusing. So up here on this little plateau, there will eventually be an Institute of Extra-Dimensional Arts. Interdimensional arts, perhaps? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to call it. But this has been Blackcester. I am Gsov. Thanks a lot for watching, and really this was the way for me to show off everything I've done. Because I am far too impressed with myself, let's face it. But yes, until next time folks, catch you later, and remember, the motto of the old Blackcester mining agency: if the environment isn't being destroyed, you're not strip mining hard enough. Oh no, lag! Oh, and it fell down hard. Yes, Blackcester is a terrible place where dreams get destroyed. Remember this. And until next time, guys, catch y'all later. Oh.